running, Eva? Your wake-up has been sanctioned by the ISA. We lost contact with the ground crew 450 hours ago. We have tried to establish further communications, but we are not getting any responses.
Okay.
We need you to investigate.
Okay, doesn't it make sense to do visual checks first?
We have already looked at the data. The ISA has made the executive decision that you report to the surface post-haste. You are our emergency response.
What exactly is the emergency?
The ground crew found an organism the ISA believed to be dangerous. We need to re-establish communication.
Schon wahnsinnig, dass die Maus hier welche Parameter anzeigt. Okay, okay. Ich habe doch eigentlich auch Subtitles eingeschaltet. Ja. Oh, das Gameplay. Also noch enabled. Na gut. Okay. Was ist denn? Warum kriege ich keine Maussensitivität, wenn sie gut ist? Es ist kein Shooter, aber wenn sich Kacke anfühlt, fühlt sich Kacke an. Besser. Eigentlich zu sensibel noch. Ich verstehe es nicht. Eva Turing, Cryogenic Awakening. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, hier ist Sarah Proof. User Arrow. Malfunction, mhm. True Lobby. Da soll ich lang.
Pick up your EMT. It's on the side.
Will ich gleich tun. Energy Manipulation Tool. Also Energy Manipulation Tool.
We are going to take a lander to Europa. Make your way to the docking station.
Ach, der Weltraum. Na gut. Hier geht's wirklich nichts weiter. Okay, okay. Ah, gut.
What's the ship's status?
I have performed the necessary checks. The Europa lander is ready to launch.
Hm. Der Untertitel da. Mal ganz kurz. Ganz kurze Aufnahmeunterbrechung, ein paar Minuten wieder da. Was? Na, gut. Das ist bisher nicht so aufwendig, dass ich jetzt lange brauchen sollte. On the top. Echo Mio. Oder das
Morning,
Kacken.
Eva.
Na gut. Gibt es keine
Your
Untertitel?
wake-up has been sanctioned by the ISA. We lost contact with the ground crew 450 hours ago. We have tried to establish further communications, but we are not getting any
Ja,
responses.
ich hab's doch. Mann. Bin ich genervt.
We need you to investigate.
Oder ist das Setting-Ding aber nur falsch eingestellt? Subtitles disabled.
Okay, doesn't it make sense to do visual checks first?
We have already looked at the data. The ISA has made the executive decision that you report to the surface post-haste. You are our emergency response.
What exactly is the emergency?
The ground crew found an organism the ISA believed to be dangerous. We need to re-establish communication.
Okay, machen wir den Organismus mal platt.
Pick up your EMT. Okay. We are going to take a lander to Europa. Make your way to the docking station. It's on the side.
What's the ship's status?
I have performed the necessary checks. The Europa lander is ready to launch.
Na dann. Cool. Hm. Diese Einsamkeit in Space.
Bay 3.
Ich dachte jetzt gerade, ich komme ich werde vor eine Art moralische Frage gestellt, so im Stanley Parable Style, aber hier ist einfach das einzige, wo wirklich ein Raumschiff ist. Gut. Ich all die Schalter an.
Retro?
Go.
Fido?
Go.
Guidance?
Go.
Control?
Go.
Telcon?
Go.
Then we are go for launch initiating.
Zeppelin.
Engaging retrofire.
Cool.
I'm running the program. 80-degree delta pitch to 88 degrees absolute. Braking procedure. Trajectory looks good. 502 alarm. It looks like we're coming in too fast.
We are slightly short of the landing site. We are going to have to burn late. Go.
Full retrograde.
Gibt es Wind auf Europa? Ich bin mir nicht so sicher, ob das wissenschaftlich akkurat hier ist, aber
Open the door.
das just suspend the disbelief. Ich glaube, wir werden so
Welcome
oft
to
nicht
Europa.
draußen sein. Digga, hier. Also, weiß nicht, das erscheint mir nicht richtig. Eine dicke Atmosphäre, durch die ich nicht sehen kann, nicht mal Jupiter. Irgendwo könnte auf der anderen Seite sein, aber ich weiß, das ist schon falsch. So einen einfachen Fehler die Entwickler nicht falsch machen bei der Recherche, oder? Ach, nehmen wir es mal so hin.
How long will my suit survive these conditions?
At 100 degrees Kelvin, a couple of hours. We should get inside.
100 Kelvin, das sind minus 173 Grad. Nicht warm. Und minus 173 Grad Celsius. Fahrenheit, keine Ahnung. Und Kelvin, ja, 100 Kelvin. Grad.
The base has changed.
What do you mean?
The base was originally constructed as modules to withstand the seismic activity in and around Thera Macula. It appears the ground team have manipulated these modules. The base was built initially by machines. I served as the mind of these operations. I arrived first on Europa in 2240. It costs a lot to send humans into space with the necessary life support, especially such a vast distance from Earth. So, robotics built this place.
Okay.
I wonder why the ground team has changed these rooms.
I have a hypothesis. These rooms are Turing tests.
Turing tests?
Turing tests are tests designed to tell humans and machines apart. Typically, problems only solvable by a human. A combination of logical and lateral thinking.
So, you can't complete these tests, Tom?
No. That is why I am glad you are here to help. We need to work together.
Okay. Soweit sehr simpel, aber gut. Man muss ja erstmal die Mechaniken kennenlernen und warm werden mit dem Kram.
They really have completely repurposed these rooms. I am quite impressed.
So, what were they used for before?
Most of them were used for storage, but they have converted them beyond recognition. Perhaps they ran out of things to do out here. The devil makes work for idle hands.
Okay.
Do you know the ground team's location?
The crew are deeper inside the base, it seems.
They must be trying to survive. Can you find their precise location?
I'm afraid not. I am working to regain control. Though I once had complete control of this base, a lot has changed in the past 500 hours.
Du. Was denn? Ich will da nicht durch. Wie muss ich den hier abziehen? Soll ich denn hier lang kommen? Gar nicht, ist die Antwort. Warum ist das so mal falsch? Echt nicht ran? Hm. Hm? Das sind verschiedene, die kann man nur rausnehmen, verstehe. Die Energiezelle muss ich rankommen. Ich hier gerade schon erstmal fest. Krass. Mein Backtracking dürfte nichts setzen, ne? Das ist schon Turing-Räume. Wenn ich einen Energieball dort oben brauche, ist das so, ne? Oh, da oben kann ich einen reinschießen. Die muss aber hier sein, damit ich hochkomme. Die muss hier sein. Okay, ich bin gerade verwirrt. Die Dinge haben einen Purpose. Sieht so aus. Komm gar nicht hier weg, wenn ich das Ding hier woanders hin tue. Das Ding muss hier rein. Ich soll das hier removen. Hochspringen. Was? Spiegelung. Ah. Wollen wir nicht hier hoch? Moment. Ah, das geht auch. Oh. Wusste ich gar nicht. Alles klar. Kompatible Geschichten sind das. Jetzt kann ich es hier holen hier und hier reinrammen. Okay, okay, okay.
So if this base is managed by you, why can't you find the crew?
The base's communication array is malfunctioning.
Restricted Area interessiert mich natürlich.
Perhaps we can't solve this yet.
Wir sollen mitnehmen, oder? Oh. Nee, kann ich nicht, wie es aussieht. Hab ich wieder raus, okay. Okay. Noch einen zweiten, wie es aussieht. Wo kriege ich den? Ah. Okay.
This doesn't add up.
What does not add up?
If there was an accident, surely they'd come to find me, not try to lock me out.
My instance is still resolving conflicts. I expect they have their reasons.
Okay. Ich bin sicher, das ist das letzte Lösung. Kommt das Ding hier raus, hier rein. So, I. Dann hier und hier. Wunderbar. Hopp.
My instance has just been updated.
Sorry?
I have two instances of my mind, two separate versions. A slave mind running on the satellite, and a master running here on the surface. When the communication was cut between the surface base and the satellite, the two instances of my mind were separated. So, during all this time, all of my knowledge divided into two separate branches. I continue to learn on the satellite, and I continue to learn on the surface. I am trying to merge the knowledge to create a timeline of what's happened here. But there are incongruities between these memories, conflicts.
Interessant. Oh. So far, so easy. Okay. All right.
This is the command center. You can check on the crew status from here.
Will ich gleich tun. Landing Bay, ja. Ist das wirklich so? Rotiert der Kern? Was? Was Surface, okay. Ja, okay, okay. Okay, Crew-Status checken. Ich bin Ava, genau. Er ist ein Brother. Okay. Ach, ich bin neidisch auf sie. Okay. Ein McAllen hier funktioniert nicht. Okay, okay, okay. The one. Gut. Gelernt, wie das funktioniert. Ich komme vielleicht aber ein bisschen was Knackigeres. Sam uns mal noch ein paar Geschichten erzählt. Ist, glaube ich, Sam. Stand auf seinem Roller-Ding davor. Was? Tom? Egal.
What conditions should I expect to find the ground crew in?
Daniel went missing days ago. Chris is presumed dead. We are expecting to find Sarah, Mikhail, and Sochi in a stable condition.
Chris is dead?
He was involved in an accident.
Involved in an accident. Das klingt ja großartig. Mal so. So. Sollte ich eigentlich ganz... Rechte Maustaste gedrückt. Nichts anderes. Manchmal.
Could we take a more direct way to the ground team?
Unfortunately, there is not a direct route. The base is buried under ice to protect it from the radiation of space.
Similar to the Mars base.
Similar. Europa's base is slightly deeper into the surface. There is more radiation present from solar events on Mars. But Mars's surface is denser than that of Europa.
Moment. Verdammt. Nein. Damn it. Ich die Mauer durchweisen müssen. Naja. So, Leute. Eins.
Okay, what are their chances of survival here? Oxygen, the food stores, waste management.
Everything seems to be in order. There was a small problem with the food stores, but the crew fixed that up. We successfully transitioned over to a sustainable, small, artificial ecosystem a year ago, growing fruit and vegetables. It helps boost morale, amongst other things. The crew members could hypothetically survive here for their whole lifetimes.
Cool. Okay, verstehe. Würde der... Alles klar. Würde funktionieren, sobald wir da Strom drauf haben. Quatsch, was da rüber? Wieder angegangen? Nein. Ach, aber das Ding ja doch irgendwie immer so hier. Was vorn so. Muss ich darüber. sofort treffen kann. Ja. Alles klar. Ja, genau. Das. Stell hier rein.
My purpose as the overseer of this mission is to work for the ISA. I am the ISA's feet and hands. The distance between Jupiter and Earth make it inappropriate for the ISA to directly interface with the mission directives. As my AI core is stationed on Europa, I can make decisions instantaneously about the running of the base.
Where is touch sensitive? Ah, ja. Aha. Hier finde ich eine Masse. Hier unten drauf. Möchte ich mir jetzt 2 Energieblöcke wiederholen. Oben weitergehen. Alright. Eine mild inconvenience, na gut. Meint, es hält
How
mich
does
auf.
the ISA know you're gonna make the right decisions here when they can't communicate with us?
Interestingly, I have a twin on Earth. His name is Michael. The ISA uses my twin to check firmware updates before they upload them to myself. There is a simulation of this mission on Earth running at all times to check my expert systems. Naturally, as any modern artificial intelligence running on a quantum computer, I do also have a large amount of evolutionary algorithms at my disposal. However, they were deemed as too unreliable for general use in the mission.
Why is that?
Biological systems produce biological results. Messy, unpredictable solutions. Not suitable for such a mission.
Wait, what? Moment. Moment. I think I'm getting it. What do is take this piece of shit, put it here, fire das hier, noch einmal den Schalter umlegen. So, hier noch einmal den Hebel nach oben machen. Können wir nämlich den hier ausnehmen. So, hier nach oben mit. Hier nochmal den Schalter umlegen. Dann muss ich den mitnehmen. Wo immer reinschießen. Keine Ahnung. Einfach mal dort. Warum nicht? Nee, ich glaube andersrum ist sinnvoller. Oder? Ja? Oder nicht? Ist gerade Schluss. Ah, Moment, nee, das ist richtig. Also kann ich sie nach oben bekommen. Ja, hier rein. Jetzt drüben. Genau. Da unten wollte ich hin, oder? Okay. Und eine Energiekupplung. Der. Wieder ein restricted area. Okay. Das ist echt lösen. Kann ich. Müsste bewegungslos darüber kommen. Oh, der Bewegungssensor.
Did the ISA build you, Tom?
As the child of the ISA, I have been given authority aboard this station. I was designed by the ISA and the Ashiyama Corporation, designed in California, assembled in China. But here on Europa, I constructed myself. Have you heard of the Turing test, Ava? It's a test to see if a computer can successfully impersonate a human. In the original Turing test, a human judge has two conversations, one with a machine and one with another human. They then judge which of these polite conversations is with a machine and which is with a human. The machine being tested is said to have passed the Turing test if the judge cannot reliably tell which conversation is with a machine and which is with a human.
Do you think you'd pass the Turing test?
I am quite capable of polite conversation. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would. Hier muss ich 2 Energieteile hinkriegen. Ich gruselig, wie der Typ da gelaufen ist.
The Turing test has been criticized. Researchers claim it does not correctly test a machine's ability to think, but rather its ability to deceive.
What do you mean?
Well, have you heard of the Chinese room thought experiment?
No.
Imagine you are in a room. In this room, you are passed Chinese sentences through a slot in the wall. Inside the room is an instruction book written in English. This instruction book tells you which Chinese words to pass back through the slot in the wall as a response. By doing so, you have a conversation in Chinese.
Ja, das stimmt.
In the Chinese room, because the responses you pass back through the door are the correct responses, The person on the other side of the door is convinced you are a native Chinese speaker.
Well, they're wrong.
Perhaps they are not wrong. Because with the instruction book, you are having a conversation.
But the person stuck in the Chinese room is not aware of the conversation's content.
This is the problem with the Turing test. A computer can pass the Turing test, having convinced a human they are having a polite conversation, while the computer has no idea that a conversation has taken place.
What if both of the people passing Chinese words are reading from instruction books?
I may be a machine, but I personally do not believe I am stuck inside the Chinese room.
Right, you would say that. I could peer inside your databases at any time, Tom. Or pause your operation.
Do not assume I could not do the same to you.
Okay. Richtungsriegel für die andere Seite? Keine Ahnung, ich da mal raus. Moment. Das? Moment, was brauche ich denn? Brauche ich den? Hier muss Strom entkommen. Warum tut's das nicht? Oh, Windfisch. Ich will wieder haben, hier rein und weiter.
This is the crew's quarters. It looks abandoned.
Strommels on the west side of the crater. Kilometers. Muss man hin. Brüder. Ach man. Aber schauen, ob der Fernseher was anzeigen kann. Oh, selber mal. Ach, geht nicht. Rutschi. Attempts to stop the implant, okay. Oh shit. Nature of the organism and the levels of my DNA. Yeah. Holy shit. Ja. Er malt, der gute Mann. Ja. Hm. Okay. Macht auch Sinn hier in den Bäumchen. Sehr faszinierend soweit. Okay. Hier vorne. Viele Datenplätze besehen, nur mal aus Neugier. Hier, da ist er. Das ist die Not. So gut, dass wir nochmal zurück sind. Noch eins übersehen. So aus. Der Triller Reports, der war der Triller. Okay. Okay, und Slotchi. Und jetzt waren wir unbesetzt. Waters ein. Hier sind noch 6 Leute insgesamt. 5 und ein WC. Ich will halt vorne rumlaufen sehen. Interessant. Mal schauen. Was noch hintreibt. Na, what is on my mind?
These people should not have been sent here. It's not safe.
Manned space travel is not safe. Since mankind first entered space, the debate has raged over the value of manned space travel. There is a large contingent of the ISA that believes all tasks that need to be performed on Europa could be performed by machines. It is obviously less risky to send machines rather than humans into space.
Ah. Wait a second. Wait, what? All right.
We sent drones to Earth's moon. Scientists can remotely operate drones. If we did it there, why not here too?
Teleoperation became possible on the moon when the communication latency was reduced to 1.4 seconds. The distance between the Earth and Earth's moon is approximately 1.3 light seconds. This enables near real-time control of drones by scientists. The story is different with Europa, as the distance between Earth and Jupiter oscillates between approximately 32 and 53 light minutes. It takes a very long time for Earth to communicate with Europa. Due to that distance, teleoperation will never be possible on Europa.
Okay, but why not control drones from the satellite?
Why not indeed? My systems can be teleoperated from Europa's satellite. That is when the communication lines are open. However, the advantages of human field workers apparently outweigh the risks.
So, why can't you solve these tests, Tom?
I am not permitted to think laterally. Parts of my systems are permitted to use evolutionary algorithms. This simulates what is called creativity. However, evolutionary algorithms can converge on inefficient and ethically suboptimal solutions. Since this is the case, I am only permitted to take actions in response to a set of constraints.
What do you mean by morally suboptimal?
Solutions to problems that transgress ethical boundaries.
Welche Boxen kommen sie gut gehen oder? What? Na Moment. Nee. Box nach oben bringen. Nee. Wird das funktionieren? Der andere weg, wenn ich den neuen ordere? Nee, alles klar. Battery. Soll ich rauspullen? Wird man vorankommen eigentlich. Falsch. Nehmen wir die mit. Genau. Sehr gut.
Why does a lack of creativity stop you solving these tests?
Well, I contend that problem solving is creativity. These human interaction tests are exercising your creative mind.
I don't see how problem solving is creative.
Think back to the beginning of these tests, to the first puzzle you solved. It required you to throw a box through a window. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so.
I simply had never thought to throw a box through a window. That is creativity, thinking outside of the box.
Okay.
Can a computer ever be creative?
They can. But a computer's method of creativity is to try everything until something works. Think of nature. People consider nature creative. The process of evolution by natural selection. It perhaps started with one organism. From there, it essentially tried to create every organism it could. Those organisms that did not survive perished. So, nature's creative force is to try every conceivable idea. Those ideas that work survive.
Okay, so why aren't you permitted to emulate that process?
Because the solutions that a biological process creates are not always good solutions. As we see, nature is morally ambivalent. It will happily create morally suboptimal ideas to fulfill its creative mandate. We see this in parasitic worms, viruses, and pathogens.
Ich verstehe. Okay. Glaube ich.
you weren't restricted, do you think you could be creative?
As creative as a human? Certainly. You believe yourself to be a creative. But in mathematical terms, creativity is merely constrained chaos.
What do you mean?
I have discerned that creativity is divergent thinking, creating an organic solution to a problem. In the human mind, divergent thoughts are created and then curated by the frontal lobe. I can create divergent thoughts and moderate them. So, I am creative.
Organic solutions?
Organic, in that it is developed through a biological process, whether that is the process of evolution or a computed process.
Kann ich aber zurückgehen? Das sind die richtigen Rätselräume. Okay, jetzt will ich nochmal zurückgehen in die anderen Rätselräume reden. Okay, what? Okay, wait. The one. Was, Sektor 1? Das ist ziemlich am Anfang.
The base has changed.
What do you mean?
The base was originally constructed as modules to withstand the seismic activity in and around Thera Macula. It appears the ground team have manipulated these modules. The base was built initially by machines. I served as the mind of these operations. I arrived first on Europa in 2240. It costs a lot to send humans into space with the necessary life support, especially such a vast distance from Earth. So, robotics filled this place.
I wonder why the ground team has changed these rooms.
I have a hypothesis. These rooms are Turing tests.
Turing tests?
Turing tests are tests designed to tell humans and machines apart. Typically, problems only solvable by a human. A combination of logical and lateral thinking.
So, you can't complete these tests, Tom?
Okay, nochmal ein bisschen Stille. 5, ja. 10.
Instance has just been updated.
Sorry?
I have two instances of my mind, two separate versions. A slave mind running on the satellite, and a master running here on the surface. When the communication was cut between the surface base and the satellite, the two instances of my mind were separated. So, during all this time, all of my knowledge divided into two separate branches. I continue to learn on the...
Such a
What condition should I expect to find the ground crew in?
Daniel went missing days ago. Chris is presumed dead. We are expecting to find Sarah, Mikhail, and Sochi in a stable condition.
Chris is dead?
He was involved in an accident.
Okay, das ist alles, was ich wissen wollte. Jetzt weiß ich nämlich, wo sind. Chapter 1, was war... Hier sollten wir einen finden.
So if this base is managed by you, why can't you find the crew?
The base's communication array is malfunctioning. Perhaps we can't solve this yet.
Hinweis oder ist das jetzt Trial and Error? Trial and Error, oder? Könnte man systematisch ausprobieren. Bin aber hier gerade tatsächlich ja, geneigt, es einfach hier mal nachzuschauen, muss ich zugeben, weil ganz ehrlich, systematisch könnte man es ausprobieren, ganz simpel, indem man 1 auf Punkt 1 steckt, den anderen durch alle durchrotiert. Wenn das nicht funktioniert, schiebt man den zweiten auf Platz 2, rotiert danach nochmal alle durch und auf Platz 3, ja klar, es wird immer weniger von der Menge her, aber wird verdammt trotzdem eine nervige Menge rumgeklickt, darum habe ich das jetzt mal, muss ich zugeben, nachgeschaut. Aber das ist mir nachzusehen, oder? Manus Brook. Cool. Ist aber nicht da drin, ne? Okay. Hier sollte noch eins sein. Einfach. Das ist so schwierig, wie ich dachte. Motherfucker. Polite conversation. Also. We have a polite conversation. Forward. What? That. Very funny. Schreibe ich nicht. It's the difference. Ja! Also ich Escape gedrückt habe, wie komme ich jetzt hier raus? I want to, ja. I want to enter. The backspace, only 1, 2, 3, 4. Escape. Let me out! Get me out! I am a machine! I have no control, I must escape! Goodbye, robot! Fuck. Wo laufe ich zurück? Okay, das ist interessant. Diese extra Räume, in Rätsel, wo man tatsächlich mal ein bisschen nachdenken muss, wo kreatives Denken. Öffnen Epilog, okay. Ist der Prism mal ja durch hier.
If you weren't restricted,
Warten wir.
do you think you could be creative?
As creative as a human? Certainly. You believe yourself to be a creative. But in mathematical terms, creativity is merely constrained chaos.
What do you mean?
I have discerned that creativity is divergent thinking, creating an organic solution to a problem. In the human mind, divergent thoughts are created and then curated by the frontal lobe. I can create divergent thoughts and moderate them. So, I am creative.
Organic solutions?
Organic, in that it is developed through a biological process, whether that is the process of evolution or a computed process. Die Beschreibung ist hier aktuell zu Produkt. What? Hat sehr viel Schwierig verwirrt. Muss ich ganz ehrlich sagen. So einen Raum hatten wir doch schon mal. Oh. Ich brauche einen grünen.
durchswitchen. Moment. Wo sind wir? Gut. Alright.
Okay, so you could solve these tests, but in a terrible fashion. Can you think of a solution to this one?
Chop off your arm and leave it on the button. That way the door will stay open.
Yeah, that's not a great solution.
You threw the box through the window. Perhaps we could throw you through the window.
Actually, Tom, I think I'm okay for help.
Right you are.
Ich weiß, was ich tun muss. Yep.
Can I have an update on the crew?
I have not managed to track them down.
It will have been 6 years since I've seen them. Or anyone, actually.
They have locked all the doors. I would not expect a warm reception.
Well, at least they're expecting us. So what was the need to send us here?
When the ISA discovered life on Europa, they deemed a ground crew necessary. The advantage of human field workers is that they can adapt to new knowledge more effectively. I, apparently, was not cutting the mustard. It is the Chinese room problem. A computer may be able to interact with new knowledge, but it does not know the value of that knowledge.
Geil. Hier kamen wir. Boxy, Boxy, Boxy! Okay. Aufzug, ne? Jawohl. Erwartungsgemäß.
I've started to collate information from my local instance. It seems the crew intentionally cut communication with the satellite.
Why?
It appears we had a disagreement.
Okay. Wait. Up we go.
This confirms my fears. The crew have made intentional breaches of my security. The crew have attempted to compromise my systems.
What does this mean?
They don't want to be found. They are hiding.
From who?
Us.
Okay. Technical Operations besteht, okay. Hm. Spannend, spannend. Jetzt braucht ein bisschen Eis zu essen. Ja. Hm. Ich gehe mal ein Eis holen. So, jetzt habe ich ein Eis. Oh, ja. Tom is watching. Ah. Was genau hat sich hier ereignet? Hallo, Eisi. Ein kleines Scheißi-Eisi. Eisi ist nicey. Oh, Baby, jawoll. Und Kapitel 4 fängt an.
The crew intentionally cut communication with the satellite. I found the source of the problem. They have sabotaged the communication array.
Can we fix it?
Not from here. We should carry on.
Well, this one here. This one as well. Nu? Wo ist das da eigentlich hin? Noch nicht wirklich einen anderen Socket hier gesehen. Oder die falsch. Zack, zack. Macht es Sinn, das hier nochmal zu bewegen? Bewege es einfach mal, aber nicht offen, wenn das hier. Ne? Ich das mal. Moment. Ah! Ich hab's verstanden. Oh, bin ich behindert? Will ich hier noch hoch runter klettern, sagt. Ja. Jawohl.
They really are trying to lock me out of every system. This is ridiculous.
What have you done to upset them, Tom? Why have they cut off communication?
Perhaps they have a problem with authority.
Nice. Ah. Hinten. Das ist crazy, ey. Ich Nee, falsch. Genau. Easy.
They are trying to sabotage this mission. I need you to help me, Ava. The ground team have cut me off from most of the facility.
I thought you were in control.
I thought I was too. The ground team have attempted to systematically remove me from most of the facility. I am fighting back.
Ah. Nee, Quatsch. Oh. Das ist auch manchmal eine Rätselslösung. Die Art von Rätsel hatten wir jetzt schon mal, von daher.
What's going on here, Tom?
Sorry?
The ground team, they're hiding from us. They're afraid of you.
As the instrument of the ISA, I am the authority aboard this station. The crew have violated that authority. They are trying to remove me from my own home.
Home. Aber
I am breaking through their security, trying to get back control.
bin sehr gespannt. Wenn es den Strom hat, kann es nicht funktionieren. Ich sehe aktuell kein anderes Power Relay. Nur so machen. wirklich falsch. Ah, du hast schon recht. Und jetzt kommt das hier rein und das hier rein. So ist es. Okay, nicht ganz. Okay, ja. War dann doch einfacher, als ich dachte. So.
Ava, I do not want to force your hand. But what do you remember of the ground team?
They're good people.
Sarah?
The hardest working woman I've ever met.
Right. Do you see them as the rebellious type?
They didn't strike me as rebellious. If they've taken down parts of your system, they must have their reasons.
Alright.
What do these tests tell you, Ava?
That this is a test?
No.
Wanted you
This
sure?
is a lock. This is a lock that only a human can open. The crew is trying to keep me out, but you are the key, Ava.
Will ich mitnehmen? Die Frage, ja. Lebensreger. So, Leute. Genug Eis schnabuliert. Das Zuckerlevel ist hoch. Und ja, es stimmt, sie wollen ihn aussperren. Oh. aufpassen. Wäre es auch zu einfach, wenn das klappen würde, ne? Ah, ich glaube, ich weiß, was das Rätselslösung ist. Ah, ziemlich sicher. Ja, ah, Art. Ja, das ist das Ding. Hier. Bitte. Sehr schön.
I'm a little bit worried about you, Tom. Can you give me a diagnostic of your systems?
I am fine. We must get to the biolab. I have something to show you.
Okay. Das will den anderen Cube holen. Da muss ich vorwärts arbeiten. Hier ist tatsächlich, glaube ich, sogar Problem mit ein bisschen Skill beizukommen. Auch eine Rätsellösung, ne? Biolab. Dazu will ich haben. Der Organismus, der ihres Leben verspricht, der mir zeigen, oder? Und ich rocke ja durch ohne Ende.
We must work together as allies. Friends.
Okay.
Aber warum? Okay. Aktiviert die Folge. Hier? Achso. Ich glaube, ich verstehe. Nice.
This is the voice of Sarah Brooke, acting commander of the Europa mission. I know you can hear me, Ava. I counsel you caution. Your presence here is much like your AI friend. Engineered.
She is alive. Ava, Sarah. Sarah's dangerous. Please exercise caution.
I will be cautious of you. Young. Okay, Stand jetzt. Ja. Hier so hin ungefähr. Hier hin. Aber nicht ganz. Nochmal neu machen. Ich will versorgt drehen. Andere mal ausprobieren noch, ob der eventuell. Ich müsste wirklich an den Rand legen. So, machen wir so hier. Ja. So, so. Was würde ich probieren? Theoretisch, ja. Eine ist gelandet. Nicht okay, sollte sie nicht jetzt schon tun. Ah, Mann. Einen Weg finden, wie ich sie am besten lege. Auch mit der Vollgasmethode. Oh mein Gott. Nein. Meine Güte, ey. Nicht so einfach. Hier in der Ecke. Nicht gut geklappt. Aber jetzt Frage. Gut, muss liegen bleiben. Das ist nicht liegen geblieben. Wenn er liegen bleibt, dann kann ich von da. Dann kann ich nicht runter, weil der hier liegen bleibt. Da nehme ich nicht mehr hoch. Ich dafür die Lichtbrücke. Moment. Bin ich verwirrt. Das war jetzt ein bisschen schade, was ich aber mache. Wie soll das klappen? Okay. Wenn wir uns dafür bauen. Und das mal so. Was vielleicht. Ah! Ist das Ding falsch? Fuck off. Just fuck off. Fuck off! This shit is annoying as hell. So, jetzt kann ich hier hoch. Das nützt mir aber noch null. Das Ding muss stehen bleiben. Hier, Moment. Hier hat kein Momentum. Arschen. Ah! How the fuck? Ach shit, ey. So viel Eier. Fuck! Okay. Nochmal zurück zum Zeichenbrett. Muss irgendwas übersehen. So, das kann nicht die Lösung sein. Was macht das Ding, wenn ich hier... Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Ah! Das war die ganze Zeit einfach. Das war die ganze Zeit einfach. Ach, ja. So, einfach nur. Ist einfach die ganze Zeit. Ah! Früher übelst kompliziertes Trickshots mit Zeitläufen und das ist so einfach. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Fucking hell. Jetzt aber. Oh mein Gott.
Ava, exercise caution.
What?
You are controlled. Das ist die Idee, von der ich hier gelesen habe, ne? Are controlled. Or is drone. Will die probieren hier. Kann hier nicht hingehen? Interesting.
What is this?
Oh ho! Das ist faszinierend, diese kleinen hier, die kleinen Zuckungen, die so leichte Bewegungsbehinderung, wenn du ziehst. Ach, hier. Von selbst gelaufen ist sie gerade kurz. Ja, okay, okay. Das ist noch, hier, ich mache nichts, ich drücke keinen Knopf.
Ava Turing.
Hello?
Tom is controlling you, manipulating your every step. We built a Faraday cage to shield you from electronic signals, to break Tom's control of your mind.
Hier, wegen drücke nichts. Kann ich nicht, oder? Ah, hier ist auch nichts, aber.
Step inside.
Ava, do not enter the cage. Ava. Ava, please. Please.
What is this?
This is free will, Ava. Tom has made you his slave. Outside of the cage, he will regain control of your mind. He has the power to indoctrinate you. I've opened your eyes. I'll meet you in person soon.
Why, Tom?
Ava, please listen. I warned you of the ground team. They are manipulating you.
Have you been controlling me?
Ich bin Tom.
Every member of the team agreed to neural implants to
Tom?
safeguard this mission from a misplaced sense of justice.
I didn't know you were playing me like a violin.
Ich
Ava,
bin MIDI-Kontrolle gezogen.
I am sorry that you are upset. We can work together, Ava, to search for the truth.
Open the door.
I'll open the door because I trust you, Ava. Do you trust me?
Yes.
Okay, what the
We
fuck?
need to get to the ground team. We can work together.
All right. Let's work together.
Okay, what? Mein Mind gerade absolut geblown, muss ich sagen. What? Ich muss jetzt Tom mit übernehmen und dann kann ich. Wow. Alle fucking Luja, ey. Das ist. Das ist cool. Interessant. Hab ich eigentlich irgendwelche Hidden Chambers übersehen? Haben lange keine mehr, oder? Before C26 und D36. Ja. Hab ich das übersehen? Oder? Ja, habe ich gemacht. C26 habe ich gemacht. D36. Habe ich nicht gemacht. Blind? Wesen?
Ava,
Ja.
I do not want to force your hand. But what do you remember of the ground team?
They're good people.
Sarah?
The hardest working woman I've ever met.
Right. Do you see them as the rebellious type?
They didn't strike me as rebellious. If they've taken down parts of your system, they must have their reasons.
Okay, das sind da auch heißt, aber irgendwelche Loch hier noch nicht runterwerfen, oder? Und das ist doch Quatsch, ich muss mal runterwerfen, wenn ich es einfach hier nehmen kann. Wenn ich es einfach nehmen kann, okay. Wo das Ding da unten liegt. Moment. Machen könnte, weil ich glaube, es sinnvoll ist. Man nützt nichts. Du siehst erst, wenn da unten das Ding ist. Da oben auf. Da oben müsste ich das abziehen können, oder? Hier oben kann ich es abziehen, da müsste ich ganz oben sein. Das Problem. Von hier aus werfen? Probieren wir es aus. Oh. Das war nichts. Sind wir hier durch? Hier komme ich nicht hoch. Höher zumindest. Das Ding hier liegt. Muss ich hier lang gehen, komme nicht rechts lang. Aber rechts müsste ich lang. Kann man das mal runterfallen lassen? Gar nicht. Hogwarts mich komplett.
Daniel, are you all right?
I'm perfectly well. I'm going to live forever, don't you know?
If you will allow me, I would like to congratulate you on your good work.
What are you talking about?
Securing the organism, keeping Earth safe.
We're not made to live forever, Tom. Especially not here.
Why do you say that?
We find the cure for death, and now we're immortal. Immortal and alone. I can't live here forever, on some freezing backwater moon, feeding off vegetables grown in my own feces, starving, endlessly young, a wasted life. Live forever.
Daniel, I am sorry that you cannot go home. The ISA are wondering what to do with Ava.
What do you mean?
She is still on the Fortuna. Do we send her home? Or do we send her a sample of the organism?
I could pilot a sample to the Fortuna.
You would have to travel back to Europa, Daniel. You couldn't board the Fortuna. The risk of back contamination is too large. Ava would have to bring the sample back to Earth.
Could you allow a ship out?
I am not able to do that.
Executive override. Daniel Joseph McLean.
Okay, but only for you, Daniel. The rest of the crew cannot know about this.
You say I've gone missing.
I am afraid I can't lie.
It's not a lie.
Daniel, are you all right?
I'm perfectly well. I'm going to live forever, don't you know?
If you will allow me, I would like to congratulate you on your good work.
What are you talking about?
Securing the organism, keeping Earth safe.
We're not made to live forever, Tom. Especially not here.
Why do you say that?
We find the cure for death, and now we're immortal. Immortal and alone. I can't live here
Warum krieg ich doch
forever.
immer alles
On
10-fach
some
an?
freezing backwater moon. Feeding off vegetables grown in my own feces. Starving. Endlessly young, a wasted life. Live forever.
Daniel, I am sorry that you cannot go home. The ISA are wondering what to do with Ava.
What do you mean?
She is still on the Fortuna. Do we send her home? Or do we send her a sample of the organism?
I could pilot a sample to the Fortuna.
You would have to travel back to Europa, Daniel. You couldn't board the Fortuna. The risk of back contamination is too large. Ava would have to bring the sample back to Earth.
Could you allow a ship out?
I am not able to do that.
Executive override. Daniel Joseph McLean.
Okay, but only for you, Daniel. The rest of the crew cannot know about this.
You say I've gone missing.
I am afraid I can't lie.
It's not a lie.
You called. How's progress? Very good. We've exposed several organisms to organism 119. We found out what it does.
It has had miraculous results.
Go on.
We've infected fruit flies and some plants, and they've not aged at all. The organism seems to be repairing them and stopped biological aging processes. We don't know how yet.
It must be repairing the DNA or has some rejuvenation power. Are you sure?
I'm sure. These plants should have died 2 weeks ago.
Huh. I don't know how they'll react to this.
Michelle, can you keep a secret? Of course. Turn off your radio.
I think I'm pregnant.
How?
Chris,
You won't be able to have a child here.
keep your voice down.
Sarah, you won't go full term here.
Don't you think I know that?
The microgravity, the environment. There's not enough food or water. How would it survive? I need to get rid of it.
I don't want to get rid of it. We could shut down the communication array. Just for a couple of hours.
That's a hand. And there's the feet. It's not going to make it, Sarah. I'm sorry. Gravity is too low here. It's not going to develop properly. I'm so sorry.
Ich bin verstanden. Warum ist ein Kind, glaube ich.
I'm sorry.
I can't take it anymore.
No one has to find out.
You did this.
You don't mean that.
Get off!
Okay, Ruhe haben wir gerade auch. Machen wir Continue? Nee, nicht Continue. 41.